I am sitting on the courthouse steps right now, my hands still shaking, holding a thick folder of documents. My mother used to be the woman who sacrificed everything for me. When I was a kid, we had nothing but each other, and I thought that bond was unbreakable. I promised myself I would repay her someday. Then I built my first house with my own two hands, and she took me to court to steal it from me. She thought she would win. She had no idea what I had been saving for 2 years. If you have ever trusted someone completely and then been betrayed by them, let me know where you are watching from in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear how this story ends. Because what happened in that courtroom changed everything I believed about family. I grew up in a small town in Ohio, the kind of place where everybody knows everybody, and nothing much ever changes. My father left when I was 4 years old. He walked out the door one morning and never came back. No phone calls, no birthday cards, no explanation. Just gone. So it was always just me and my mother, Gloria. My mom worked 2 jobs to keep us afloat. During the day, she worked at a dry cleaning shop downtown, pressing shirts and folding laundry until her back ached. At night, she worked as a cashier at a convenience store on the edge of town. She would come home smelling like detergent and cigarette smoke, her feet swollen, her eyes tired. But she always smiled at me and asked about my day. We lived in a tiny apartment with thin walls and a heater that never worked right in winter. My mom and I shared a bedroom until I was 12 years old because we could not afford anything bigger. I remember lying in bed at night listening to her cry quietly when she thought I was asleep. She was struggling, but she never let me see her give up. She used to tell me all the time, "Dane, it is just you and me against the world. You are everything to me." And I believed her. I believed every word. I made a promise to myself that when I grew up, I would give her a better life. I would make her proud. I was not a great student, and college was never really an option for us financially. So after high school, I learned a trade. I became a carpenter, and I was good at it. I worked hard, took extra shifts, learned everything I could about construction, electrical work, plumbing. By the time I was 28 years old, I had saved up enough money to buy a small piece of land on the outskirts of Columbus. It cost me $72,000 every penny I had earned over 10 years of hard work. I decided to build my own house. Not hire someone to do it, but actually build it myself with my own hands. I spent almost 2 years working on it during evenings and weekends. My friends from the construction trade helped me when they could. It was exhausting, but every nail I hammered, every board I cut felt like a step toward the life I had always dreamed of. During the construction, I hit a rough patch financially. I needed about $5,000 to finish the roof, and I was short. My mom offered to help. She gave me $5,000 and told me it was a loan that I could pay her back whenever I was able. I was so grateful. I hugged her and told her I would pay back every cent. The day I finally moved into that house was one of the happiest days of my life. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a big backyard with room for a garden. It was not fancy, but it was mine. I built it with my own 2 hands. I invited my mom over for dinner that first night. She walked through the front door and started crying. She hugged me and said, "Dane, I am so proud of you. I cannot believe my son built this." I gave her a spare key and told her my home would always be her home too. I meant it with all my heart. A few months later, I noticed some changes in my mom. She started showing up at my house unannounced sometimes when I was at work. I would come home and find her there with people I did not know. She would introduce them as her friends and say they just wanted to see the beautiful house her son built. At first, I did not think much of it, but then I overheard something that made me uncomfortable. I came home early one day and heard my mom on the phone with my Aunt Ruth, her younger sister. She was saying, "This house belongs to both of us. I put money into it. Without me, Dane would have nothing." I stood in the hallway frozen. That was not true. I built this house. I paid for almost everything.